What's good, everybody? It's Mike Sohn back in action, ready to go. It is Sunday, February, let's say 8th. I'm gonna guess. I think it's February 8th, Sunday, 2020. Sunday night, it's like 9:04 p.m. First, let's start off. Let's put our seatbelt on. You know, look at this crooked camera. I'm crazy. A rookie mistake. You know I'm a rookie here. Zipper up. It's a little cold here in the NYC. But today's gonna be another short one. Because we're just gonna make a short video on this drive home again. Get ready for the week. All right, so in this video, we're gonna talk about doing something out of your comfort zone. So what that basically means is, you choosing to do something that you're not normally comfortable with, which can be anything. Sometimes we have interests and ideas that we wanna fulfill or just embark on or try, and they often just stay in our heads and they stay as like that idea of like, oh yeah, I want to try this, or I'm gonna try this one day, or whatever. And we just kind of don't do it because we let everything block us. So everything that makes us feel uncomfortable in trying that idea out is what actually limits us and takes away that blissful moment that you had when you were thinking about that cool thing. So what that means is when you go out of your comfort zone, it creates another mold for yourself. You're kind of like molding yourself into a new person. You're molding yourself into something better because you're allowing yourself to open up more, widen your horizon, because you're doing that thing that makes you uncomfortable. You're doing that thing that you're uncomfortable in starting, which probably will become comfortable after you get into it. So for example, whoever's watching this YouTube video, maybe they are always on YouTube. One of those people just like me who's always watching YouTube videos, always learning from others, always interested in other people's lives or other people's ideas. And, that interaction, taking something, consuming that content from other people. And for a lot of us, just like me, I know there's a lot of normal people out there, literally normal. Like, your day-to-day life is work, family, trying to figure out stuff on YouTube. You feel like you're living a basic life, or you're content with whatever you're doing, or that's just the way life goes, that type of thing, that type of mindset. But that is so limited. We're limiting this life that is it's uncapped. Like, we live in a world where everything is uncapped. There's nothing, even though it is hard in so many ways with everybody's different backgrounds and different experiences, different life placements that they're in. Some people are born into better situations than others, but in a general sense, the world that we live in, the life that we are capable of having, is like uncapped. There's no ceiling to it, which is why we often see these new people or hear these new stories that just became successful for whatever your definition of success is that you can relate to, in a short amount of time. Like, let's say for rappers, there's rappers that took 15 years to blow up, and there's rappers that take literally a couple months. They start in the beginning of one year, and by November, at the end of that year, they're already signed, or they had a song that blew up, and it was crazy. It just happens. So there's things that we can't control, and it just shows that there's everybody's capable of reaching that. Now, this goes for me too. One of the things that is not in my comfort zone is putting these videos up on YouTube or just creating content. Now, don't get me wrong, I love to create content, and I've created a lot of videos, in the past. Not really where I'm talking or I'm in front of the camera, more videos where I'm behind the camera. Like, I like using the drone or using the GoPro or a DSLR camera or your phone to record anything, but with me behind the camera, putting scenes together. I have a passion for that. Like, I don't do it enough for me to let it grow, but I do want to make this my passion hobby again and nurture it, because the best success is when you're completely happy and content with your craft, and when your passion hobby becomes your everything. When you're putting your life into your passion hobby, it's going to result in good things no matter what, whether that's monetary value or emotional value or happiness. That's really how you have to measure your success. So tying it all back to not being comfortable, doing something outside of your comfort zone just means, like, for us, you and me, and everybody who's watching, and just people in general, to do something, do something that you wouldn't normally do, whatever that is, something that makes you uncomfortable, something that you think is uncomfortable. And 9 times out of 10, when you think about doing that thing, you're going to put it off till tomorrow, till the next day, or the day after that, and that day never comes, because our mind just creates this barrier. And that goes for me too. I promise you that. I might before I started this YouTube channel, I said, and you can ask anybody who I know, I said I would start a YouTube channel this month, and this month never came, because I'm waiting for like a perfect time. I guess I'm waiting for that confidence to kick in, really, even though I would say that it's about
equipment and time and finding the right place
and all that stuff, but it never was because of those things, because we have everything tangible to us. Even if I had no camera, no phone right now, I know that in this day and age, I can probably ask somebody for 10 minutes of their time to use whatever they have to make a video, and I'm sure that it'll work, and it's true. So I know it wasn't the equipment, it's just my mind building barriers to not create what I want to create, not tap into a different mind capsule, I guess you could say. If we were thinking about our brain with like 1,000 little capsules to open, and we only open 20 of them, that's like how we're living our everyday life. We stay in those same little realms. We're just going A, B, C, D, E, and just keep going from there instead of exploring the rest. And now I'm not saying to go crazy and do something that makes you uncomfortable, that's gonna, harm you mentally or physically or anything like that. That's not what I mean. But I mean, tapping into those little bits of curiosity that you have. Like, what I'm curious about trying, whatever those things are, that's what I want to try and what I'm talking about. The same thing is for you. Like, if you're curious and jogging outdoors, that may sound like something very basic to everybody in this world. But even there was a time with me where I would be nervous to go jog outside. It's like, around high school, because you just don't want to encounter the public world. You don't want to jog and think you look funny because you're jogging, you might be out of breath or whatever it is, and you're jogging by somebody from New York City, on the block or the street, and you think that they're just gonna eyeball you the whole time. And the reality of it is, just how we see people every day jogging, they don't care about you, just how you don't care about them. So we don't think about it though. When we put ourselves into those situations, we think that we're the spotlight of the whole world, that everybody is an audience to our show, and it's just not the case. So that's just for jogging. I know there's millions of people out there who probably want to jog or walk or do whatever they want to do outside, because they just don't get the same benefit inside. Some people just do better that way. Like I do better running outside as opposed to running on a treadmill. Treadmills are amazing. People do a lot of great work with them, but that's just me, and there's a lot of people like that as well. But for somebody just starting in whatever they want to start, it's scary, and I can understand that. A lot of people aren't empathetic about it, but it's something to be scared about. And let's say for kids, like I remember being a kid, and I loved anything with wheels, whether it's roller skates, skateboards, bikes, scooters, literally anything that had wheels. I'm gonna try it. Which is why now as an adult, I can pretty much ride anything that has wheels without a care, without being scared at all. But there was a time when you're first starting out, I'm talking when you're like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, maybe you're that kid who needs those training wheels. You're gonna be scared to go out there. So this is for you. Like if you're 12 years old right now and somehow you stumbled on this video and you're scared to ride that bike with training wheels, with a helmet on, with elbow pads and knee pads and the wrist guards, don't forget about those. Don't be scared, because there's always going to be mean people around. There's always going to be bullies. There's always going to be, those annoying kids, but those are temporary things. And you're going to be so much happier after you accomplish those things, after you accomplish riding and practicing those hard tasks for you right now, you're just gonna get better. And those people are not even ever gonna be able to make fun of you about that because you're already past that stage. You know, you got it out the way. And you know, most of the time, 8 times out of 10, I believe that they won't even notice you. You won't even get made fun of at all because that's what you should be doing. And if that's improving your skill in something, your happiness, that's worth far more than whatever negativity those people are bringing. So to tie all of this together, you know, like I said, I want to keep this a short video, just a good message that comes from me to you because even me doing this, you know, I'm just trying to build that confidence, keep that flow going, build that momentum, inspire not only myself by knowing that, hey, I made X amount of videos or I'm getting better at this, but, you know, maybe motivate somebody else in the same shoes and just about to start it or way past me, just needs like a pick me up again, like you got this. But yeah, all in all, do something out of your comfort zone, find what you're curious about, just like when you were a kid. I guess remember there's a famous story called ignorance is bliss, and it is true. You know, when you were a kid and you're innocent, you're curious about so many things, you'll try it without a care. Like, you know, when you're small, and then as you get older, you start caring too much about all these things, all these aspects, especially in our day and age, like, you know, millennials and everything. It's difficult because everybody's judging, but you need to let that go and just be curious again and try those things that are outside of your comfort zone. So with that being said, always remember, God is good, God is love. He has so many blessings for you, man. You don't even know it's happening right now. But take care. I'll see you on the next one.